Okay, so now let's begin our journey to this. Okay, so what we are going to do in the next 1 hour, 1 second. So, what we are going to do in the next 1 hour is to practice what we have been going through on the Maharahulovada Sutta. So, that is what we are going to be doing. So, when we say we are going to meditate, we are going to literally put it in practice on how do we understand Rupa. So we are going to go with what is when I see this Rupa on this video. So what I need to do now is that I need to do two things. One, I am seeing all of you, and I am seeing myself. So the both are a reflection. There is no person out there. It's just a reflection of the Rupa. So when I say somebody is there, it's just that the Patika Sanya, that is the perception of something striking, is happening. Okay. So when we really, I want to either close my eyes or open the eyes and meditate. Let's say we'll do both. We'll understand the differences. So when I want to do it, I need to check within myself like this. When I call anything as a past, if there is something called as a past. So what is the meaning of past? Past means there is one word which is used in Vibhanga section of the Abhidhamma. I'm bringing a little bit of Abhidhamma here because that helps us to uh, strengthen what we know for meditation. There are many definitions given there, but one of it, what you can pick up for meditation, is on Niruddha. Okay, Niruddha means ceasing to exist. So if I observe this phase 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, like that, I need to either bring in the picture, like I have an album and I just bring in the picture and keenly observe the two pictures. That is, I can take my camera and take a picture in the current moment, and I go back and verify, let's say 30 years ago or whatever that time frame I want to see. I should see the entire structure. Is there a change? Okay, not trying to analyze, but just observation. You don't have to analyze, just observe. So when we observe properly, you will find not even one portion is the same. Okay, not even one portion. That shows that whatever we call as Rupa is already having Niruddha. That means for this life, it is completely gone. We cannot get it back. And hence Anatta. Now I will get a feeling of Anatta, not myself, as in the Rupa. Not my Rupa. Because no matter I try to get it back, maybe I can get it in the mind, but physical Rupa, if I were to bring myself as a 10-year-old child and believe I am a 10-year-old child, but when I see that 10-year-old body and this body, I can only relate it, but I cannot bring the body back. So this investigation, vipassana, will bring in anupassana. Again, repeat. This vipassana, whatever you're going to compare between two of these photographs, will bring in anupassana. So when I do the samatha, Whether I'm watching breath or I'm watching the dhatu, I'm watching whatever I want to watch. The objective here is to remove the ajjatta feeling, that is internal. Now I can exactly do the same thing external. So when I do the external, I can see these holes here, the mouth and the ear holes, and make same thing in the other person. Focus, that is manasikara, that gets into the attention mode. So now I'm getting into the yoniso manasikara. It means instead of watching it as vilas, I'm watching just the holes in me and in others. This is what I want to do for the whole day. And we need to practice like that. So then what you get is akasa dhatu. Completely you will discern akasa dhatu or space quality. You will get to see the space. First do with human beings, then you can do with animals, then you can do with the room or with the place outside or whatever it is. Just first do it internally. Ajjatta bahidda. Okay. Now, yam, any rupa, that is any patavi, apo, tejo, vayo, akasa. If we take all the five of them, take the space. If you can't get into other things, just take the space. You don't have to go with many other, just the space. Keep on observing the space, nothing else. So when you stand in front of the mirror, just watch the space. Nose, mouth, holes in the ear, esophagus, the food enters. So when you're putting the food inside, just don't imagine, visualize the food is going inside the body, inside the space. And you will see as soon as you start consuming and consuming and consuming, it starts to fill up. Okay. Not that you are doing anything, it starts to fill up. So when the space is filled up, you tend to feel heaviness. And that heaviness feeling is patavi dhatu, because heavy. So now what did you discern? You discern the space, you discern the heaviness. And when you drink water or any liquid, apo, and that has some temperature, so tejo. So now you can really observe. It's about observation. Observation brings in investigation. Analysis will not get into this investigation. You have to observe, keenly observe what is happening. So once I get this ajjatta bahidda, then I can get into the next segment, which is olarika sukuma. So today, what I am supposed to be doing is to work out on ajjatta bahidda of the rupa for the whole day. As long as I can do, meaning if I am interacting with anyone, if I interacting with myself, it doesn't matter. I should be doing the same, exactly the same. So that becomes vipassana. Pasana is to see. So vipassana is to extensively see. That creates investigation. And when I try to investigate, it takes me to anupassana. What is anupassana here? I can see this photograph, which is, let's say, 10-year-old photograph. That is when this body was 10-year-old. And now I see a 52-year-old body. I can see it is anicca. I don't have a choice of bringing it back. It's impossible. That's a choiceless observation. Okay, it's just a choiceless observation. You just observe. There's nothing else there. So you can't bring it back. And that is dukkha. The more I reflect back as a 10-year-old, as a 52-year-old person, it gives me the dukkha saying that, oh, this many years I have spent. That means I'm going near to the death. Okay, simple. So Marananasati starts to wake up. So we can bring in Marananasati also. So I can take the photograph, compare, and I can get into the Anupassana. So first I get Anicca, second I get Dukkha, third I get Anatta. Because it's not mine. Now I can't bring it back. So the Ajjata is completely gone. I can't bring back that. Niruddha has happened. Anagata, it's yet to come. But what will come? Lower quality Rupa. Meaning, this much of white hairs, what is there, in the next 10 years, if I were to compare, it would have turned completely gray. And this mustache would have become completely gray. And this face would have got crumpled up like this. So how can I call something which is so movement oriented as myself or mine or belongs to me? So eso na mama, eso na aham asmi, eso me atta. I can practice. This is what I have to do. Pachuppanna currently, as I am speaking, it's going away. So we started at 8:30, now it is 8:44. 12 minutes of movement of this body, mouth, all that has gone. So if I keenly observe, exactly observe, this all this stretching and all that is happening and going away, I can never get it back. Okay, so the 12 minutes or 14 minutes or 18 minutes, whatever minutes have passed, is past, cannot come back. So the Pachuppanna becomes Atita. Anagata then becomes Pachuppanna. And when it becomes Pachuppanna, it again goes back to Atita. That means future becomes present and present turns into the past. So there's no way I can make the present not move to the past and make the present not move to the future. So that means the death of the Rupa is definitely a reality which is happening every moment. So Anicca, Dukkha, Anatta, then Niruddha, because now I am no longer having illusion. Illusion of what? That this space, the heaviness, the lightness, or whatever that is, belongs to me. So Pathavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayo, Akasa, I can see. And also I can see I never asked this to grow. I never asked the hair to grow or to fall. So again, I can see anatta nature in that. And holding that my hairs is dukkha, because that all that hairs is gone. And it's anicca, because it's not as per what I wished it for. I never wished to be like this. And nobody wishes. So that's what I can do of Ajjatta Bahidda. Okay. Any questions? Anything you want to discuss before we go to the Olarika Sukuma? All clear? Okay. If you are clear, then I am also very clear. Now I bring in Vibhanga. In the Vibhanga, there is Talaitana Vibhanga. And also there is this Vibhanga, if I were to go, is on Khandas. So I'm bringing both of them because it's very important to practice this. That is one portion which is important for practice. So what we did for those many number of days, 14 days, is to understand the implication of Maharahulavada Sutta. Now what we are doing now is to exactly practice, exactly to the dot. So if we practice to the dot, it should take you from a Puttujana to Sotapanna, or if you are already Sotapanna to Sakadagami. If you are a Sakadagami to Anagami. If you are an Anagami, then you should get into the root of Arhat. Okay, so now I observe this video or this camera. Now what is Olarika? Okay, what is the grossness? As per Vibhanga, the grossness is the eyes is a rupa, ears is a rupa, nose is a rupa, mouth and skin is a rupa, this body is a rupa, 5 ayatanas. Now why? Because it is rupa rupa, saddha rupa, gandha rupa, pottabha rupa, and then ghana, sorry, agandha rupa, like that. So let's connect each one of them. If I need to have rupa rupa, that is the visible object, this eye is required. The internal eye, pasada rupa, we are not taking right now. We are taking what is gross. Gross, this eye, not the subtle eye. Subtle eye is in Hadayavattu. That we are not talking. We are only talking what we can experience. What we can experience. We can experience this eye. So when I compare with other person, like all of you, I can see the eyes. Now, an example. I am able to read another person through the eye is not through this physical eye, but I can enter through this physical eye into their pasada rupa, which is the chakku, which is connected to Hadayavattu, and I can read what is there in the Hadayavattu. That's a different story. So yesterday, Aryu and myself, and there is another lady, we were talking. The question is, how do you read? So I just want to tell that. How do I read people? I read people through inside that physical eye. I can go inside into the pasada rupa and I can access Hadayavattu. So if their heart is open means Hadayavattu is open. Then I get the sensations from or the vibrations from their mind, what is called as mind, the chitta, and that interferes with my frequency, that is at which I am operating. So I can either go up or I can come down to that person and communicate. So then this person's information I can extract what they were in their life. This is not what we are practicing now. We are only practicing this physical eye, physical ear, physical nose, physical tongue, physical body. Why? Because Rupa Rupa, Saddha Rupa, Gandha Rupa, Rasa Rupa, Pottabha Rupa. Both are Rupa. And both are Olarika. They are not Sukuma. Why? Because visible object can be seen. This room and all of you sitting. I can hear. you can taste. That's again gross. You can get the taste. You can touch and you can smell. Now we come to the most fascinating part of it is the uh, sukuma. First analysis, physical analysis, is there is itti indriya, purisa indriya. Okay? So now when I see someone, I should see the indriya, not the person. Again, repeat. Just like I'm seeing this nose holes and everything, when I see the person, I should not, again, I should not see the person, but I should see either as a itti indriya, feminine, or purisa indriya, masculine. Just that. Not going beyond that. Oh, she is from this place or that place. She looks good. She doesn't look good. He is from this place or that place. He looks good. He doesn't look good. There is a sutta called Sanyoga Sutta. If possible, read it, where Buddha explains how the women start dreaming about men and how the men start dreaming about the women. So that shows our inclination, meaning the sanyojana, or joining together. So now I have to disconnect, right? That's a basic idea of doing this, is to disconnect. So for the disconnection, I need to see it as an indriya. Indriya means senses. So there are another two senses we are talking about. Sense of female. That means I get the sense of this body is feminine. Even though the woman has not shown her private parts or anything, from the look, I can find out this is feminine. And in the same way, I can see the people I am interacting is masculine. Even though I have not asked them to undress and show their private parts, but knowing, seeing it, knows that this is masculine. So we know feminine and we know masculine. The final indriya, what you need to know is Jivita indriya. What is this Jivita indriya? It has three constituents to the Jivita indriya. One constituent which I have to put effort to watch is usma, warmth. A dead body has no warmth. A living body has a warmth. Now, what is this warmth? It's got nothing to do with heat. It's just the warm feeling you get when you touch or even see it, because it's sukuma, not the heat, just the warmth. How can I find the warmth? On anybody's, just touch here, this portion, it will be warm. Why? Because the arteries are here. Okay, that's the warmth. Now, second one, Ayu. How do you know about Ayu? Ayu has three portions again. One portion is Vata, another portion is Pitta, another portion is Kapha. In your stomach, you have bile, the liver. In the head region to the chest region, you have a connection wherein you get Kapha, which is phlegm. Depending upon the quantity of the bile and the quantity of the air, which is Vayu or Vata, the kapha keeps on changing. If it becomes too much, it becomes blocked in lungs and you feel heaviness in your head. If it is not there, Then the vata takes over, and the bile, which is pitta, takes over. So the person becomes lightheadedness. So he gets giddiness because the kapha is not there. That ayu, that is how much of vata, pitta, kapha can be balanced, will determine your life. So when we eat a substance, any food, it will generate only these three. It will become vata, it will become pitta, it will become kapha. So if I eat a lot of cereals, a lot of these grains, and let's say a lot of lentils, it increases vata. If I drink coffee, if I have a lot of acid producing food, it creates pitta. If I eat stale food, if I eat uncooked food, or if I eat food which is beyond 6 to 8 hours of preparation, or if I eat cold food, or if I eat food from taken from the refrigerator, it will create kapha. It will increase kapha. If it increases kapha, the pitta is gone. If the pitta is gone, no digestion will happen. If the pitta is high, acidity, if you get acidity, it burns the tissues. So the ayu is removed out of it. Supposing if my life was 90 years when I was manufactured, because of this vata pitta kapha interaction, the life ayu keeps on reducing. Clear? I need to see, that's the reason it is sukuma. So, itti indriya, purisa indriya, and third one is jivita indriya. 3 indriyas. I need to watch. So, when I see the woman, I should see the indriya, not the woman. It's a practice. If I see a man, I should see the indriya, not the man. And if I see the person is looking good or is looking sick, it means the ayu is either increased or it is decreased. Sick person's ayu would have got reduced. So when the jivita indriya is completely removed of its essence, the consciousness, the third thing is consciousness, departs from that body because it's no longer having the ayu and usma to continue. Where it is written, you read Mahavedala Sutta, is a beautiful explanation of that. So, itti indriya, purisa indriya, jivita indriya. Okay? These three most important. Then we'll proceed further. What else I need to understand? Of having understood till here, I need to look at kaya vinyati.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
It might be different, a little deviating from this, but does the aura, like the IU increasing or decreasing, have any reflection or impact on the aura? Is that what we see?
Yes,
The aura?
yes. So the ayu vardhana, increasing of ayu will give you a thick layer of aura. Ayu kshinata, reducing of the ayu, will make the aura thin. So, like I was explaining to Aryu the other day, is that orange color, green color, yellow color, white color, blue color, all colors. You can see. How can you see at this tip of this? If you were to keenly observe, there will be something coming up like this and going. And if you don't want to struggle so much, take a thermal camera, just point to yourself, and you can see the entire aura, real time, thermal camera. It gives the thermal, the heat. Aura is nothing but the heat. Ayu, Usma, Vinyana. Consciousness plus Ayu plus heat, the warmth. So what it shows up is, it shows somewhere violet, somewhere green, somewhere blue, somewhere white, somewhere yellow, somewhere red, somewhere pink, and all these colors. And it has a meaning for all of these colors. So let's say my thing is violet. It means that you're at utmost peace at that point when the aura is emitting. That means you will have a lot of loving kindness towards others, and then it turns violet. If it is blue, let's say, if that aura is completely blue from top to bottom, like they show in many idols, they make it blue. What it shows? It shows that energy is equanimous, not getting disturbed in any way. What if it turns white? If it turns white, even for a second, it means it is pure and bright. There is nothing else in the chitta. Abasharam idam chittam. So you can take a thermal camera, not guess like what I'm showing like this. Okay, it is here. Then you start seeing where I'm not able to see. It hardly costs anything to buy a thermal camera. If you are really interested, it's there in the market. You can just go buy a thermal camera and position it wherever you want in the nature. You will see all of those colors. The aura is there inside and aura is there outside. And the Ayu, Usma and Vinyana is what that aura is all about. If the disease is going to happen, it first punctures that particular aura. So from here to the anus, there is a connection, and you can see it. It's a perfect connection. And that's how this chakra concept is there. It keeps on turning like this. So you can see how the energy centers are placed. So from here to the anus, exact one single line connection through the medulla oblongata here, and then it connects to the spine, and the ending of that spine, around 1.5 inch below that, you can see a red color thing, and it opens up like this, and that's where the energy starts to emanate up, and when it closes, it comes down again, it opens up again, it goes like this, and you can see it in action. That when it stops, when it constricts, the ayu is removed. When ayu is removed, the person, so-called person, suffers a tremendous turbulence, because that is holding it. If it releases, then the hearts will start pumping. If it doesn't release it, that's it. So usma starts to go. When the usma means the heat starts to go, the ayu is removed. If the ayu is removed, the vinyana goes away. Yes, Shreyas, you wanted to say something before I
I'm
give
good,
to
sir.
Ali. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm good. Thank you.
You are good. Okay. Yeah, Ari, go ahead.
Yeah, I guess I'm just wondering what Usma is different from, say, Tejo. Like
It is
it's heat.
different. It is different.
It's different.
It's different. So that's the reason I again clarified. That's a basic reason why it is called Sukuma. The Pathavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayo, Akasa is not Sukuma. There you can experience it in gross, except for Akasa, you can experience all the four. But when it comes to Usma, it's different. It's a different game, because you need to find the Ayu. If you find the Ayu, then you will find Usma. And then you will get to experience the Vijnana, not the 6 Vijnanas. The Vijnana which is holding on to this. The 6 Vijnanas are different. But this Vijnana holds till Ayu and Usma is there. It has got nothing to do with the 6 Vijnanas. Yes, Sachin.
Yeah, when they say there are only 6 Vijnana, and some when I'm asked sometime, can I say that this Vijnana turns into the Vijnana which is holding Tittati?
Can be said like that because Vijnana is Vijnana. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's turning back like that. I have read so many times.
Yes, it turns
So-
back. It
Yeah.
turns back. Or actually, when you withdraw it from the 6 senses, it becomes a single Vijnana without spreading out in 6 direction. In the there's a sutta called Chap 6 Animals. If you read that, he explains that actually how each one of them is pulling in different direction and how the Vijnana goes there. Okay. So the
Right.
same, so we can't say same Vijnana or different Vijnana. That is the reason in the Mahatanha Khaya Sutta, he blasts that fellow. When did I teach you this? Because sometimes in this we misunderstand. Oh, this is the same Vijnana. There's nothing called same or different. Okay, so for practical purposes, if you want to take it as just the Vijnana, then it is correct. It doesn't matter whether it's appearing in 6 senses or it is the one which is holding on to the life. So it is connected to the Ayu. See, it goes like this. Vijnana connects to the Ayu. Ayu connects to the Usma. So when the doctor verifies either here or takes your BP monitoring machine, they are actually testing Usma. And that shows up the Ayu. That is how much it is depleted. But Vijnana can never be seen because Vijnanam Anidasanam. It is, you cannot see it. Yes. Yes, Hari, go ahead.
So when you look at the person, how do you experience and observe their Ayu?
You first practice Ajjata Bahidda. That is sufficient for now. I'm just telling you to practice other two, minusing this. Which one? The Jivit Indriya. You try only Itti Indriya, Purisa Indriya. I'm just giving a knowledge. At present, you might not be in a stage to do that. But don't kill yourself if you are not in a position to do it. Itti Indriya, Purusha Indriya is good enough. Aryu, once you get to a particular stage, it automatically opens up for you. You don't have to literally struggle, understand. You will be able to see, this is what is Ayu. Oh, got it. And you can see within yourself how much is your Ayu. And you can then see others. Ayu is good or bad.
So this is part of practice or this is result of practice?
It works both ways. If you are doing very well Ajjatta Bahidda, it takes you to the Sukuma.
We need not to like
No,
try to see it, right?
no, you don't have to try to see it. Itti Indriya, Purisa Indriya, you have to try to see it. You have to, that Sikhati is there, right? You have to learn. So
To some extent, age also we can identify.
yes, absolutely. That is what Ayu is all about, right? See,
Yeah.
some person looks very aged.
Correct.
Even though he is a 35-year-old or 40-year-old, you see, then you know, his Ayu has diminished for whatever reason. Some people in their 70s and 80s, they look like as though they're 50s. So you know that their age, that what we call as age, we are actually seeing the Ayu. Yes, go ahead.
I guess another question is this Itti Indriya and Purisa Indriya, can it be observed? Or, I mean, generally I see a person, I look at the shape, and that tell me it's a woman or a man. Is it more to see in this Itti Indriya that?
No. What is feminine? Tell me.
Oh, okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's the demeanor, right? It's the
No.
It's-
No. through voice, you can find out whether it's a female or a male. Yes or no?
Did you say voice? Yes.
Voice.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
If a male has a female voice, what will you say?
Feminine.
Feminine.
Yes. Yes.
That means that person has more itti indriya than purisa indriya.
Okay. So is it the voice what we're supposed to be observing? Is that what it means?
Like I've been telling you all the time. Eyes, voice, face.
Okay. Got it.
So Anusha is there, right? She's the only woman in this group. How do we know it's a woman? Her voice is feminine. She didn't come and say, my dear friends, I am feminine. Through the voice, you will come to know. You don't have to guess. So when you see, don't see the body, just see the voice. That's the itti indriya.
I've been in these yoga class where there are men but trying to be women. So you could see from their
Yes.
they will
They
behavior,
will be acting like women. They will be acting like women. So
to be recognized as a woman, even the shape is exactly like a man.
So now what happens if that LGBTQ, if you take it, okay, now what happens? There is a disturbance of itti indriya in purisa and purisa indriya in itti indriya, right? So now what we call as hormonal change is what is the indriya all about. So let's take it as hormones, right? Better way of designating, right? So now you see, you just give a call to someone and he says, yes, oh, tomorrow I'm coming, and you feel is a child or it's a woman, and then when you see with a mustache and a beard and everything, and you feel what happened to his male voice. Same thing with the female. If she has a male voice and she is a female, you get that jerk. How this is possible? That is what we are talking about as indriya. That is subtle, right? Is it gross or is subtle? It's subtle.
Sukuma.
Okay, now we come to the another two, and then we'll stop here because then it becomes too much for you. So, what Jivit Indriya, if you can see, how do you see? You see a person, his or her excitement at that age, if it is tremendous energy, it means his Ayu is good, his Usma is good, and the consciousness is going to stay for a long time.
Full of life.
Full of life. Like when I had my ECG done some years ago, they said that your heart is like a 20-year-old. When I was 47-year-old. Let's take that to be true. So what happens? When it will turn 49, 47. It will turn 47 as per them when I touch 78. If we are taking about heart attack or heart seizure or heart fail or whatever that should happen, as per them, it will be 78 when the heart reaches an expansion, which will be like a 47-year-old at the current rate of my heart. Now, if I want to extend it, I can extend it through pranayama. Then what happens? The size of the heart remains the same. There's no expansion of the heart. Now, what will happen? If it doesn't expand, the remaining organs will be deteriorating but at a very slow rate. So I can extend life. Ayu can be extended. Dirga Ayu can extend it. Like that. So in the year 2018 or 19, whenever I went, and that's what the report says. So the what I can say, the probability of getting diabetic or any of that is extremely remote. So recently I checked my sugar, it's at 96. So there's absolutely fine. Yes, are you?
Just curious, these pranayama or whatever these techniques to introduce use, do they directly increase the jivit indriya or the ayu?
It will. Ayu has 3. It's not just 1. 3. Ayu has Usma. Jivitindriya has Ayu, Usma, and Vinyana. Right? But if the Vinyana cannot stay, Ayu cannot stay. Now that is the problem. If the electricity cannot be there, no matter your bulb is good, you're switched off. Right? So, Panati Pata Veramani Sikka Padam Samadhiyami is for a person who had done Panati Pata, no matter his Jivitindriya is very good, but the Vinyana will not stay. Yes.
Like we can say Jivitindriya is good, bad, quality wise. Vijnana cannot be qualitative wise described, right?
No.
It just is.
Just is. Just is. So you can do everything to increase your Ayu. So the Ayurveda is to increase the Ayu. It's a method to take care of Vata, Pitta, Kapha. Okay, by taking modern medication, the Vata, Pitta, Kapha is gone. You just keep on taking whatever you're taking, and whatever happens is going to happen. It looks everything is okay. So basically, Ayu Vardhana, that is increasing the life, is through Ayu, understanding the Ayu. And that understanding is Ayurveda. So Jivitindriya has three components: Ayu, Usma, Vinyana. If the Vinyana cannot stay in the body, for whatever reason, it has done something in the past life and it doesn't matter. Just like an accident happens. His body is very good, but accident happened, he died. In the same way, even though my heart is a 20-year-old, but the kidney will fail. Now what do I do? Or liver might fail, or brain hemorrhage might happen, or something else might happen because it has to somehow cut the Ayu. So the Chuti is in the Chitta, which is part of Vinyana. Long, let's say, a frame of video. So I want to cut. This video is not okay. This portion is not okay. Ayu is good. That video is long, around as long as I can think. But the director felt, I think it's cutting here is the best thing to do. Okay. So he takes a scissor and cuts it. That is Chuti. Chuti Patti Sandhi. At that moment, seven Yavana Chitta. So it starts to tremble like this. And it takes to the new form. Which is true in this video also. If I cut, it becomes two parts. I can place this part somewhere else and take this part as it is. But Ayu is good. Usma is there, but Vinyana is not. So in the Mahavedala Sutta, Sariputta explains beautifully how to know difference between a log of wood versus a person who has got into the Nirodha Samapatti. So he says, Indriyas are working, Ayu is there, Usma is there, Jivitindriya is there.
So no Vijnana is there, he says.
Vinyana is, if it is there only, all these are there, right? That is the primary thing. Without Vinyana, what will be there? What will that Ayu do? Nothing it can do. It's a log of wood only. Okay, now coming back to this Kaya Vinyati. The next thing you need to observe, this extremely subtle, but you can practice what it is. This movement is Kaya Vinyati. You can move this body the way you want. Okay. Then there is Vachi Vinyati. That is, when you're speaking, how each of this mouth is changing. As I make more sound, this it gets more animated, less sound, less animated. No sound, no animation. This is tunni bhava, bhasita. So you see all that thing happening. And then all the body language is kaya vinyati, all the verbal expressions is vachi vinyati. Whatever you call as a body language is kaya vinyati. Whatever you call as a speech, language of expression through speech is vachi vinyati. And because of that, how the kaya changes. What you mean is, when I'm talking, I have to make these hand gestures and like this, like that. All of that is part of vachi vinyati. Because of talking, I need to be doing all of these gestures. So the animation is part of kaya vinyati, which is called as body language. Vachi vinyati, which is called as a verbal expression. Any questions? So we Ittindriya, Purisendriya, Jivitindriya, Kaya Vinyati, Vachi Vinyati. You want to go further? Sufficient. Yes, Aryu.
Sorry, I lost the context a little bit. So what are these 5 part of?
They are
Yeah.
part of Sukuma, Rupa, Sukuma Rupa. I know, see, after a while you will forget, wow, what are we talking about? This is something new. I didn't. So we had Ajjatta Bahidda, Olarika Sukuma, Hina Panita, Santike Dure, or Dure Santike. We are now practicing that. So don't forget where we started, Ajjatta Bahidda. Start with the holes. Then you get Anatta, Dukkha, Anicca in that format. Why? You have to follow the Anatta Lakkana Sutta. Don't attempt to understand Anicca by its own self. It's not going to work out. Start with Anatta Lakkana Sutta. You will immediately get the aha moment. Now I understand what is Anicca. Now I understand what is Dukkha. Now I understand what is Anatta. So this hole here and hole there, it's not I choose. The nose hole that any one of us choose it. But when you speak, this nose will go up and down like this. And this mouth also opens up, does a lot of things. This also is going up and down like this. That is kaya vinyati. Kaya is changing, the body language. And vachi vinyati is these hand gestures and this and that, and my eyes have going here and there. Like that is vachi vinyati. Kaya vinyati, vachi vinyati. Ajjatta Bahitta, you have understood. Polarika is 5 senses and the sense objects. Sukuma is what we are covering as Ittindriya, Purisa Indriya, Jivita Indriya, Kaya Vinyati, Vachi Vinyati. (9:25) now. I think we will end instead of taking the other few more of Sukuma. So will you be able to practice for the next 3 days? I am giving you 3-day break to do it. It's not going to happen tomorrow. So again, tomorrow, if we meet, we will cover up the other things and you will not be able to practice. So what you need to practice, remembering for the whole day, today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow. That is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. For 4 days. You can chat with me, you can talk to me, you can do it in private or whatever you want, you can do that. But we are going to watch like what I'm watching this camera and seeing all of this. Take one, Akasa, these holes, and start contemplating. So first you bring into Samatha. Samatha is avikhepa, avikshepa, undistractedness. Don't have to close your eyes, just watch these holes. And see how the face changes. It's not your face, the face changes. So you can see anatta, it's not yours. If it was yours, you would have directed how it has to react. And taking anatta as yourself is dukkha. And this body is not as per your choice. It's just there. The rupa, when compared to my previous, as a child, or as an adult, or as a teenager, it's not at all there. So no atita, no anagata, no pachuppanna, no ajjatta, no bahidda, no olarika, no sukuma. To practice like this. Yes, are you?
So I'm just wondering practice. Does it work in a linear way? Let's say I'm practicing Ajata Pahita, right? So at which point I know I can have sufficiently worked on it so I can move on to Alarikam.
When you don't recognize any longer, when you're seeing this face, except for space, then you can take the olarika sukuma. Otherwise, be with this. Yes, you're right. It is indeed linear. First, you have to work on atita anagata pachuppanna. So take the photograph. Don't remember. Don't forget it. Don't forget that. Take the photographs of your old age, young age, whatever age it is. Take the current photograph, current snapshot of yours. It's a snapshot. Everything is moving. Just take a snapshot. Here it is. Now that was another snapshot taken some years ago. Compare. Can you bring it back? You cannot get that body back, no matter how much you try, how much ever you try. It's dead. Niruddha. It's gone. Okay. After you have worked out on, that is, before doing Akasha Dhatu and all that, first you do Ajjatta Bahi, first you do Atita Anagata Pachuppanna. Having mastered the time, Atita Anagata Pachuppanna, come to the space. Don't start with space without this time and space. So first bring the time. Look at the time, and you will find fascinating that nothing of this body is there in this snapshot. If I were to take a photograph now, how I was 1 hour ago is not there here. It has gone through so much of modification. I need to look at that. That might take me 2 days, 2 complete days in observation. Just whenever you're free, take a photograph, watch. Watch a photograph, watch. Take a photograph, watch. Take a photograph, watch. Even if that not, then you take some hourly photograph of yours and compare. You'll see a difference. Every hour you can see a difference. If not hour basis, take a photograph every, let's say, morning breakfast you had, afternoon you take one photograph. Before sleeping, take another photograph and compare. You will find it's not me.
Or he become a narcissist.
Narcissist.
So there are other sukuma also, but we will cover it later. Right?
Yes, we will cover it on Friday because they are even more deeper. But we need to practice all the sukumas.
Yeah, so when we are recalling someone said something in past 3-4 days there, we recall or automatically that memory pops up, that image pops up. That is also sukuma, right?
That is also sukuma, yes. Anything you get in the mind, in the chitta, when we say mind, translate that to, or put it back to the original form, chitta. anything that appears in the chitta cannot be produced as a physical object. It requires a medium. The medium is the 5 dhatus. See, we'll take an example, okay, before we close. We take a product development. I want to develop one product. Now, I'm not talking about software, any product, including cooking. Idea comes in the chitta. Correct? You conceptualize that idea. Whatever is the idea, you conceptualize it. Conceptualize means you create a different story of that idea. And once the idea is conceptualized in your mind, you design it, which is again in the chitta. When you design it, you create a prototype of that object, which is using the 5 or rather 4 elements: Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayu. Now you might cut it in a particular way, you might boil it in a particular way, you will roast it in a particular way, you will put in the oil in a particular way, you will add salt and sugar and whatnot. But all of that is padartha, which is material found in the nature. Yes, Ari.
But if your mind is very purified, like a Brahma, then these Brahma used to come to Buddha to listen to Dhamma, right? They will become a monk of sort, right? So they can make the 5 elements in their favor because their mind is purified.
Right, absolutely. So now, when I want to prepare a dish, idea to concept, concept to what next? Design. After design, prototype. After prototype, you develop. After develop, you deliver. This is remains same in anything you do. So somebody gets an idea, whoever that somebody in an organization, that person will conceptualize, and that conceptualization creates a design, and that design will get into a prototype. So what will you do in a food? Also, you create that concept and you will create a small one just for taste. So we call it as a sample. If somebody comes and home, I'll say, hey, here's my sample. Why don't you eat and tell me how it is? What is he tasting? Salt, sugar, like that. That's the reason it is there in the Kajjiniya Sutta. He says Vijnana is only checking these. There is absolutely no dish there. So whatever appears in the chitta, Sachin, for you, whatever appears in the chitta can never be illustrated. Anidasana, this you remember, can never be illustrated, can never be written down. For that, idea comes. That idea gets into the concept. So childhood is a concept because there is an idea of a childhood. Then the design, you design that everybody says he's his child, you're a child, you're a child, you're a child. You're designed to think that you're a child. And that happens in the chitta. That experience of childhood is in the chitta, not in the body. No body will experience childhood, no body will experience old age. It's the chitta which experiences a childhood and a old age through the looking at this rupa. So we are cutting these things from the chitta. Look at it properly. Where is this? Where is the past? It's a concept. It's not real. It is samuchi satcha, conventional reality. It's there, but it is conventional. It's just for convenience, for transaction, for information. You're putting that. So for my practice or for your practice, Sachin, what we need to do is to, if something comes 3 days ago, I met a friend, or rather our meeting in the month of February, you see your body when we met and now it has changed. You see my body in February and now it has changed. Just that simple. It'll give you. In fact, I keep on observing our photographs. In Feb, when we went to the VRI, we took that photograph. So that is completely changed. In fact, that building would have got changed by now. Yes, Arif.
Is it better to put two photographs side by side, or just the old one is sufficient?
Oh no, you can put in whichever way, side by side, or taking it in a computer, watching it, or whatever. The idea is to break the illusion. Nibbida has to happen. If
Side by
nibbida,
side is good.
Yeah, I'm asking if side by side is a good technique.
yes,
because-
side by side is always good because it will give you the perspectives. If you're
Yeah.
asking from by that sense, I'm sorry, I didn't understand your question. Yes, side by side. Keep both
Okay.
side, both of them, and watch it. Like in the case of Anusha, she can watch her daughters also. That gives a better experience of Ajyatta Bahida. Sachin, you can also do. Whoever is married can do along with the children. It'll be beautiful to see Ajyatta Bahida. Like Aryu, you can also do that. That is not applicable to Shreyas and not applicable to Ashutosha. Whoever is unmarried, they could have to try this out. But certainly, whoever is married, take all those photographs for a few minutes and just watch the fun. You will never find your daughter or a son there. You'll only find space element and the air element and the water element and the earth element, like that. And it's changed. And you can't get it back. Are you like in case of Luke? You cannot get it back. Whatever you spend time with your mother-in-law, with your wife, or this or that, now your house is also changed. You no longer residing in that home, right? So that entire experience is gone. It's gone for good. You can't get it back. And hence you get nibbida. And nibbida happens, viraga. If viraga happens, nirodha. If nirodha happens, upasamaya. If upasamaya happens, abhinyaya. Abhinyaya happens, sambodha. Sambodha happens, nibbana. Now you really experience nibbana. And first time when you experience nibbana for a minute, it is sotapanna. Slightly elongated sakadagami. More in that anagami. Completely in that is arhat. So nibbanam paramam sukham. Okay, so let's end. So we are not meeting tomorrow, day after tomorrow, and until Friday we are not meeting. So we'll work out for 3 days. This much will take 3 days. Plus including today is 4 days. Is it too much? I'm asking question. Is it too much? Should I cut out some of it? Are you okay with this much of working? Sure.
Should be fine. Yeah.
Should be
Wow.
okay.
Wow, very nice. Appreciated. For me, it took months together, and your 4 days you are able to do. Very good.
We will know that after 4 days.
I was expecting this answer from you.
I have been trying from February about this when I met Sachin and Naveen. Anyway, it's good. Good to be so optimistic about. Good. But I don't want to discourage, so try it out. Whatever works, works. And Friday we will share with our experience. Okay, ultimately, in 49 days, you should reach the next level. If you are in Sakadagami, you will reach Anagami for sure. If you are Sotapanna, you will definitely reach Sakadagami or Anagami. But in my case, 49 days, I should be at Arhat. That's the goal. So let's see whether I'm able to do it or failure. Okay. All right. Good day to everyone and good night to you. Bye-bye.
Good day. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.